Because YouTube is acting weird. I don't know what's happening. Let's try this again. It says 2 people. Because I'm trying to figure out where it is. Okay, here you go. Let me see. It should be an invite button. You see the invite button coming in? Check your invite button because I clicked invite. So invite user. So I'm trying to find out why is it the connection's moving slow. Let me see. Okay, I found you. It says uninvite. So, you must be coming. I see you. It's weird because they got you all the way over this side of the thing instead of over this side.
I know. I can only see a little bit. Can you see the whole picture?
No, I see a little bit of your head, like it's real low.
I can, like it had the whole camera before I joined. Like I'm here. I don't know how to make it big though.
I'm trying to. Okay, I clicked in your picture. Your picture came up bigger.
Oh, it's big now.
Yeah, let me see. I gotta put in. Maybe I gotta put in this thing here. I see you up here, but let me see. Okay, so I realized when you click on a person's picture, it becomes bigger.
Okay.
So I can click it. I don't think it let you go on there together. I don't know whether on the other side do it up there together now. But in
I
other
mean,
words, I'm gonna show you something.
hold on. I can't see your screen, Raven. Oh, hey, Liberty. Can they hear us or no?
Yeah, they can hear you. I think
Oh,
it's connected to.
Raven, I don't see you at all.
You don't see me?
Not at all. I just see me.
Can you see us together now?
Oh, I see it. It says you have been invited to join. I mean, I see me on the side. I'm cool over here. Because I
Did you did
actually
did you see the thing that says join in the little boxes up here?
um
I clicked on the boxes. That means you got to click on it to go in the middle. Because it says on the guest. So anyway, this this is fine. I don't know if you could see it on YouTube. Hey Liberty. Yes, connected. Hey Liberty. Hey okay, this is the thing. Because we ain't gonna send this too long because you know it's I'm trying to figure it out and you already know. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's start with uh two spirit women. Well, first of all, everybody want to say Thank you. We have a guest, which is Lady Babe. Lady Babe is basically giving her opinion, and we're talking in reference to a lot of things. What we're trying to do is, I want to try to keep this going. Let me see if y'all can see her. I want to try to keep it going so Lady Babe and I can have a conversation on a lot of issues we feel as though is going on within the community that we find questionable, questionable behavior. We can't see you. We only see your head. We only can see your eye, but we only can see your.
It's the whole camera. I don't know why y'all can't see me like on my end. It was my whole body. I don't know.
Oh, so it's only half your body.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the hat. I don't know.
All we see is your nose and glasses.
Hey, all tea, all shade. She said, "Hey, Nutty Oh, that's so funny. But Raven, I can't see you. Why?
Okay, can you see me now? When I
Yeah.
click on the thing, it brings.
It's like we can take turns. It looks like we can. All right, so that worked. So
Okay,
whoever
okay,
talks, yeah. Mm-hmm.
there you go. Okay. Well, the question is, a lot of girls that basically, hello everybody on YouTube and Twitter, whatever case may be, wherever you at, and apps and stuff. So the question is at hand that I want to talk to you in reference to a lot of girls on these platforms that speak out for the other girls. Unfortunately, they always seem to get the girls that's questionable behavior. You got something on in the background, lady?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because the thing about it is that a lot of girls, for some reason, get these platforms that don't represent the other girls. And what happens is they, for some reason, when it comes down to you okay over there? It's when it comes down to the community of people that are trying to find out more about the community, they always seem to go to the girl that has less experience of our life and living. And they go to a girl that's kind of like a hypocrite. She says one thing and does another. Hashtag Caitlyn Jenner, Caitlyn Marie Jenner. Now, when we talk about Caitlyn Jenner and stuff like that, she said that she don't feel as though biological biological boys should not be competing against um, biological females. And they were saying what's the reference to trans teen versus biological trans teen girls. Now, the problem is with that is when you have transitioned, you're in you basically leaving out of one body, transition into another body. Now, when it comes down to it, when I see everybody has a different opinion of it, but when it comes down to it, we're talking about a sport. We're not talking about the body at hand. Let's even talk about the fact that there are a lot of biological females that has more testosterone, so they're being tested because due to the fact she's a biological female and she has testosterone in her body, she cannot compete as a female. Now we're talking about biological females that cannot compete because the body does not have enough hormones as far as a body of a woman, what the define of a woman should be. Now, when we talk about these issues in reference to a biological female, a trans girl, and talking in reference to biological. Now, to me, it's just a sport. But for some reason, we try to hashtag everything down to these things. And my question to you would be, is that when a girl is a teen and she transition, how do you feel about the ones who transitioned before that's actually had the SRS surgery that seem to have forgotten how they transitioned? For some reason, they live in selfless, as they call it, when they actually forget about the fact of how they started, but on the act as if they're this straight Republican type of mentality and not realizing how they started the transition and basically acting like they were this way all the time. So how do you feel about to the ones that because for some reason they always go to them and they don't go to the ones who do the work, but they go to the ones they feel as though that would create more of controversy, negativity, and not search a lot of different things. And my question to you was, how do you feel about it in reference to the transgene and the biological girls who has more testosterone in her body, and she's not able to compete as well? Where do we
Right.
draw the
So I think that like people, well, women who decide that they never went through the trans experience, they never had any type of hardship or anything like that, it doesn't allow room for anyone else to come in. So
line?
they're initially closing the door behind them, you
Mhm,
know?
exactly my point.
And they not telling a real story because in reality we all went through something,
Mhm,
and they live in what we call a fantasy world, where they believe that nothing in their past happened. Everything that you see right now is now. And I've always been this way. No one's ever clocked me or said anything.
the thing that gets me is when you have a biological female educating a, a trans woman on how to be a woman and actually stand within her truth. Because for some reason, when it comes down to these trans women, they seem to be uneducated on themselves, and you have to have a biological female to teach you on what's right and what's wrong. Now, I just saw an interview with Candice Berg to Jazz Davis that was basically from the Shy, and a lot of
Mm.
things she said with the whole shot incident was basically controversial for me because it kind of seemed more like a hypocritical type of thing. Because in the interview that Candace brought up, how do you feel about Caitlyn Jenner saying that trans girls shouldn't compete against biological girls? And she stated that they shouldn't because they should have had the surgery. Now, how do you feel about that when they say you shouldn't, when you shouldn't have had the surgery, when you have biological females that cannot compete, and she's a biological female, but due to the fact that she has too much testosterone in her body, she should not be able to compete against females.
Well, my thing is that whole thing with the testosterone and the estrogen and all that, they're mostly attacking women of color. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's been, if we look at the list of the women who've been pulled, put on restriction, put on restraint, there's always been a woman of color saying that she's too strong, she's too this, she's too that. So if the biological woman is going through this, why are we going to bring in, it's just like you want to almost share the pain that they're going through. And it could easily be avoided.
You know, it's really disturbing is that the fact of the matter, these are still teens, they're kids.
Yes.
10 years
Yep.
ago, they were young, they're inspirational, and also they become very mold when the adults get involved. The same adults that don't follow the rules want to make the rules. The same adults that got fake IDs, fake license, go get liquor. It's the same ones that want to dictate these children because of the fact that a lot of times adults seem to forget how they became who they are, and for some reason, the memory banks seem to leak out. When you're a young child, you're real impressionable, and you could take a child and build this child, or you could just make a child disbelieve there is no hope, which means that the negativity will start setting in. Now, when it comes down to this type of issue, for me, I always find it amazing how when they always go to a trans woman and ask her how does she feel about the younger woman that's coming behind, and they'll say, "Well, I feel as though that you have to do the work of being a trans woman." For some reason, to me, they feel as though in order to be a trans woman, you need to have hormones and have had the surgery.
Hmm.
Why is it that they feel as though your body on the outside and not the spirit of the person on the inside that matters the most?
I think that goes back to the society stigma that they put on us, saying that we have to look a certain way, we have to be a certain way. And the thing is, the community takes that on as Bible. So the community takes
Yeah,
on what society is saying, and basically we put it on each other. She's not this. Oh, she don't got this done. She don't got that done. So basically, it's basically taking away the credentials. So you're not valid. because you haven't had this. I'm not valid because I haven't had this, but this person is valid because they've had everything done. It's just another way to separate us.
It's really sad on so many levels because basically what they're doing is going about the exterior. I'm saying they're going out of what the person looks like. They're not going by the spirit of the person. You don't say that I'm a two-spirit woman by the fact that my body, what I looks like. I'm talking
Right.
to you from the inner person that's inside of the body. We need to talk about the intersex of basically people born with two genders. And we're talking about the fact that so many different things, there are so many different layers of people in this world. For some reason, it's either male or female or nothing else. And we know within the world there are a lot of different genders. There are a lot of people that's born, some people are born with two genders, some people born with one. Well, most people, not
Mhm.
all. But the thing about it is that if it don't feel right for me, it's vital a certain way. And I always feel as though it's not about what's on the outer appearance, it's the person inside. But
Right.
what I really find to be disturbing when it comes to these girls getting on these platforms is that they always seem to forget.
It's
They
it's
forget
it's like they suddenly have amnesia. You know,
very much.
like I don't understand very much so amnesiac because I'm like, what's really going on? Like, and that's how people end up getting exposed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The thing that gets me also is like when it came to the interview as far as the girl from the shrine, I don't want to make it all about her. She said she was going through a whole lot because basically when she went on the trial, she said that she was nervous when it came out because she just wanted to be over with. She got upset 'cause she was kind of scared and stuff like that. To me,
Mhm.
I know she got scared because she's been living the lie. Not saying you have to let the whole world know, but to me, I don't feel as though you have to say, oh, by the way, this what I, oh, by. I don't feel as though that's everybody's business. But I do feel as though when you're going to have a relationship with a man, in my opinion, you should express what he's dealing with or who he's dealing with to understand your history and how we can create progress. And for me, which I found within the interview that was disturbing for myself was the fact of the matter, she said she dated three men. Well, three men asked her to marry her, and she didn't ever expose that she was, a transgender
Can
woman.
Raven, can we chime on what Liberty wrote in a comment?
But she,
Because she said it's almost like it's more like a fashion statement than you being authentic. And I do believe that because I think transitioning starts up here. You know?
mentally.
Yes. Mhm.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Liberty. Hey, Queen
Yeah,
Bee.
it's more like a show, you know?
I think we do the same thing when another. It's just people tell. That's true. We try to do everything to blend it in. To that's going to turn on you as well. The thing that gets me
Raven,
is,
switch the camera to you.
uh,
So
you want me to get you off the
yeah,
camera?
so yeah, when you talking, we can see you. Yeah, and then you can switch it
Okay.
back.
Okay. So the thing that gets me is when it comes to me, I always believe in free expression, free who you are. I cannot make someone else's story be my story. It may be a little bit,
Mhm.
but the thing that gets me more so is with the girls' transition, they forget what they came from, and then they try to act like, "Did I lose you? Did I lose you, lady? I think I lost her." I feel as though that a lot of times the girls forget where they came from.
Right.
Okay, welcome back. So they
Thank
forget where they came from. Now
Mhm.
they talk about the murders and the girls saying that when she exposed who she is to the men kill her. They have. We cannot say I don't know how far that goes because a lot of times when it comes down to it, we can only assume, but we don't know everything. But many times I've done stories on these girls who've been murdered. They've been murdered by men who knew exactly what they was. They've been
Yeah.
murdered by men who they were in relationship with. They've been murdered by men who they love. They've been murdered by men who they put on a. They were
And
murdered by. They were murdered by men they thought that had their back because they lied to them and said, I'm a real
Uh-huh.
man, I'm got your back. Now, when it comes down to this, the girls can't tell the whole story because they already been silenced. How do you feel about that? If the girls, they got to tell the stories about the girls, and because they already been murdered, it's kind of like I rob your house, but if you ain't got the cameras, you can't prove I did it.
Right. Well, honestly, I believe if that is the case with the guys not knowing, because honestly, I do believe the guys do know. Um, and if the guys didn't know, I usually think it is community that tells them. So it's kind of like we killing ourselves. And I don't think it's a cycle that's gonna end because it's usually started off with jealousy. She got him. Does he know T? I'll tell him. So it make you not want to, really get close to anybody because it's like, will you turn on me? Are you going to be the one to put the knife in my back?
That's true. I do feel as though we don't feel really safe within our own community and also within the outing. Now
Mhm.
let's move on to another subject. We basically talk about how the girls kind of get hypocrite once they get to these platforms. They kind of turn on the girls they're supposed to be representing instead of being a positive influence and trying to educate people to get more awareness, to get more jobs, get more housing, to get more education. They turn on them and act like the girls are the enemy. And they feel like, girl, look, I turned one of them in for y'all. So now I should live there to get the goodie, because I'm gonna close the door behind me, and I want y'all to celebrate me.
Right.
Now let's move on to the next subject. Let's talk about SRS surgery and how once you get the surgery, what happens to the girl mentally? Because now she's transitioned, she's made it to the next level. How do you feel about a girl who actually got the work done? Do she see herself a trans woman?
You said she had the work done and she doesn't say that she's a trans woman?
No, I'm saying she had the work done. She got everything done. I always feel like whenever you're sick, there's always something where then there's the end. So why
Hmm.
is it that transition? Why is it that you never end? Like, do you end or do you finally get to be a? To me, when you transition to become a cisgender woman. So how do
Right.
you stop being a trans woman if you already transitioned to be a woman? Why is that label still with you if it should be no longer your label?
That's another society thing. They think that you always have to tell someone about your past, but honestly, it's up to the person. I don't think it should be a rule over top of anybody's head saying that when you transition, if you have SRS, make sure you tell everybody that you've had SRS and this and that. So I do think that is like up to the person. But if you've had it, aren't you? Or are you? Like, honestly, Raven, you have to tell me that because I don't know. I don't know. I'm being serious because technically a man has a penis. So aren't you
Right.
just a woman if it's a vagina? If it's nothing sleeping down there and it's a vagina, that means exactly. So I don't understand. I mean, it's another society thing. But for the girls who get it and then pretend like everything's perfect, we know that that's not true. We already know that's not true. From whoever they date to medical issues, we just know it's not true that everything happens that you want to happen after you have bottom surgery.
Right. But see, this is my question here, and I'm not I'm still gray on this whole issue with me.
Mhm.
There's always the past that you talk about, and also we understand where you're heading, but you gotta pull it with you, even though you may not want to, if you want to be fair. If you just want to cancel everything, that's fine. Everybody's different. But for me, if I know that he wants to create a family, he wants to build with me, and he's going to want me to carry his children, his children. Because a lot of times men will say, "Look what our kids look. Like, our kids will be so pretty. Our kids will be so this. Our kids will be so that." And for me,
Mhm.
I will feel a certain kind of way when he's saying this to me, knowing I got a big secret, and I'm not telling him. And even though he's trying and crying, and I'm telling him, baby, let's just keep trying. To me, how do you feel about that when a girl's just
Well,
doing the
I don't think that's fair, and I do think that goes back to what so many people say about trans people tricking people. I do, I do, Raven. I do believe that he should at least have the option of knowing, you know? So I do think if he is trying to have a child, I don't know. What do you say? Even though it is women who can't have kids,
That's true.
I don't. Once again, I'm gonna say it's up to the girl. I'm gonna say it's up to the girl, but
How
I
how would
I
how would
personally, I personally would. I would tell my man. I would let him know that ain't no kids coming out of this. Yeah.
so let me ask you this. A lot of times the men are dating the girls because
Mm.
he wants that extra part. He's not dating the girls for the thing of the womanhood. He likes the woman's look and the beauty, but he's really there for more of the biological part, that unknown to me. But basically,
Mhm.
if you want to get rid of that, you lose a man versus getting that
Ooh,
man.
yes.
So when you
Yes.
get rid of you may
Hmm.
lose that because only there really for that reason, not for more what you think it is. You like he's with me because I look like a woman. He is with me because I am a woman. He's with me. No, he's really with me if he was with me in the legs, and it's not the woman part. Because he feel as though if he want to get a woman, he'll be a biological one. But the fact of the matter is that you're transitioning to become a woman. Do you see
Hmm.
this as being a person of loving or bisexual?
Um, I think I don't think um oh God. Honestly, I've never found a guy who wasn't interested in that part of me. So I'm thinking all guys are like that because I don't know what to think because I'm like, is it really a guy out there who wouldn't want that?
That's the thing about it is the thing that gets me when it comes down to that is it's not really about sexuality, it's not about sex.
For
But when you
them, it
know a man,
is like Raven, like Raven, when they go straight for that, you know. So for me, I feel like even though for us it's not sexual, for them it is. And I don't know why people can't get a transgender and sex don't always go in the same sentence. Like some people just don't get it. It can be someone who's trans and they're a virgin.
but let me ask you this, do you feel as though you're speaking of a place of hurt or are you speaking from a place of the real deal? And when the reason why I say a place of hurt, it means that you're not being embraced by the one you are. He's kind of keep
Right.
reminding you where it started. So when we speak, sometimes we speak of hurt, and we're not speaking of just sex. Like he just because men do a lot of things with women. Okay, let me go ahead.
What's that about?
It must be closing down, girl. Maybe I went on it too
What?
long.
You want me to come to you?
No, wait a minute. Let's see what's happening. I don't even know what's going on here. It's saying,
Uh-oh.
oh, that's maybe you just have to reload it over again and stuff. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Are we still here? Or did it close?
Oh, it says live.
So what was that countdown for?
don't know. But
Wow.
maybe I hit the wrong thing. Maybe I hit the wrong thing. Anyway, because you know, girl. Anyway. So the thing
So
that gets
Hope Raven Hope said in a comment, I've begun to notice that men are really with us for anatomy. Not
exactly
not all, but you know, it's the truth.
the sad part about it, I believe that um we're looked at as more of a sexual object more so than
Absolutely.
a person. We're not looked at as a person that the family, the house, the cars. To me, I feel as though we're only looked at as something as like a sexual fantasy, a sexual behavior. We're not looked at as taking real. But then
Mhm.
again, men do the same thing to biological females. They
Yes,
don't take.
they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I've noticed that a lot of our stories aren't that exclusive. You know, a lot of stuff we go through, y'all. We be thinking our story is so different from women, like guys coming all different times of the night and guys trying to play us out. Girls go through the same thing, and especially plus size women. If you really want to know a category that go through, they do
Yeah.
too. I don't know. So it's really not exclusive. Guys treat everybody the same. Guys will treat the gay boy just like the trans woman, just like the cisgender, just like the old man, just like the old woman. They're gonna treat us all the same. It's just up to the guy to be different.
You know, it's funny you
Mhm.
say that because I was thinking the same thing. My question is, how do you feel that the men you're dating are dating men, down
Mm.
low men? Because the down low men is bigger than anything else. So the men that are dating you are dating, we're calling him you're his brother, that's his cousin, that's his nephew, but it's actually his boyfriend, but he's telling you that it's
The
his brother.
homeboy, the homie,
Yeah,
yeah.
the homeboy. He playing
Hmm.
PlayStation. How do you
Right.
feel
Oh, you know, we get ready to go play the game. You know, it's game night. It's fight night.
mm, mm.
What type of
So
fighting did you ready to do?
sword fighting. My
Mm.
thing is, for some reason, we're all dating the same men. Not every,
Mhm.
a
It's the
lot
truth.
of
Only
a lot.
30% of men date. So you know we are recycling men. That's why they call it community D. Because we literally
Right.
recycle out the same guys. Literally. How can we know? How can we be states apart, Raven, and know the same men?
The same mentality, the same thing. Every
Hmm.
every girl seems to have the same type of story. Yeah, we got this music is on. So every girl seems to have the same story, which is crazy to me. But it's sad, and you know, but it is what it is. Every girl has a different story. Every girl has the same type of story, which is so weird in the same breath. See what the music is. I guess it's like a little, maybe it's like a commercial break or something.
I
Maybe that's
don't
what it is.
know because I'm like, is it a warning or no?
Maybe it's like some type of commercial break or something. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
You know, so that's another thing. How do you feel this? How do you feel when the girls who are very, the girls who have this surgery and then tell another girl she's not a woman because she hasn't had the work done yet?
I think that's unfair, and I think it's classist because basically you're saying you're of a higher worth than a trans woman who hasn't had it, and you're really not in a different class because at the end of the day, you know what they look at both of us as. So I think it's just to put themselves on a pedestal, but it's a pedestal that doesn't exist.
You know, it's so sad 'cause a lot of these girls end up committing suicide.
They do,
A lot.
yeah.
Why is it that a lot of girls have problems getting a man to take her serious?
I think it's media and society. You can find some men who will take a trans woman seriously, but I feel like she has to have money. Honestly, she either has to have money or she's on a roll to money because the working class girls, they don't see us as that. And one thing you be telling us is that they've already been trained by cisgender women how to be. So they used to dropping the money, then leaving, doing this and that. Like, I feel like the only thing that would change them is the coin. If they see she's gathering up coin, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, maybe I'm gonna stick around with her. Maybe I'm gonna stick around with this one. But I feel like the run of the mill working class girls, it's a little bit harder. And the thing is, it's not hard if you're willing to settle because it is guys out there that will take us serious, but it's not always the guys we're looking for. Which
Right.
is because honestly, tomorrow, Raven, me and you, and plenty of other girls in the chat could be married within a month if we really settled with that one thing that we do not want. And it's the truth. But I don't know why we have to get the bottom of the barrel as if we second choice.
I agree with you. My thing is this, why do we always have to date somebody we're not attracted to? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not attracted to a lot of these men, and I understand the man probably for me is gonna be a short man, because for some reason short men will treat you better than a tall man. Because
Mm-hmm.
a short man goes through a lot of things we go through. He get discriminated against. He hear things about, oh my God, why would I date him? He's too little. He can't protect me. He's this. So he hear a lot of discriminated because he's short. Then you get
Yeah.
the tall guy who basically adore people because he's so much in high demand that he could just pick and choose.
Yes.
But
Girl, them tall guys, you gotta watch. Well, the short ones too, but guys play so much Raven. And I wanted to say Raven, 100% in the chat said it's due to porn and pop culture. It said it
porn
has
pop,
been, yeah, porn and pop culture has diminished the respect for a trans woman. So like when people say tranny porn, or if people can remember that the old show Jerry Springer, like they really put girls in not such a positive type of light.
you know what's really, you know what I find to be really strange and disturbing to me is when a person, no offense, says that they are trans and they live as men. They'll put a wig on, they got a beard on, you got a beard, you got a wig on, you're trans, and you're not, to me.
The story you
And then,
just told us, remember the story you just told us, Raven, about I think he was an 18-year-old black boy who went back to, it was a cross dresser. It wasn't a trans woman. We thought she was trans, went back and they said shattered every bone in her face or something like that, or was like beating them up and they was like broke every bone. You remember the story you just told us? It was a white guy. I don't know if it was a white guy and a black guy, but I think the black guy was like 18 or 19 or something. And they say he went back and beat him up. But remember, you was like, it was more to the story because it was days later or something. And you say you think someone told that person's
oh,
tea.
you about the white guy who dressed up as a girl.
Yes, yes.
Okay, in case people don't know what that story was, that was a story written to a young guy, 18 years old, basically met somebody online, a white guy, basically lived as a guy who dresses up online and stuff like that. And basically, allegedly, what happened was they had dealings before. To me, I feel as though the 18-year-old guy knew exactly what was going on. He probably came back
Yes,
with money.
I
And
think so too.
the fact of the matter, he didn't get money from the guy. He basically beat him and then said he killed them actually.
Oh, he died?
Yeah, he killed him.
Wow. Okay.
Of
I
course,
didn't know that he died.
no, killed her because it was saying that she tricked him, but he's been to the
Yeah.
house 3 times. So you've been there 3 times, but all of a sudden now you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. And I
Three
really
times.
wish, yeah, I wish the court system would throw that out that you know that blackout defense that they use, and they say, "Oh, she
Oh
tricked
yeah,
me. I
it
blacked
triggered
out." But it's a real thing.
the panic act.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
When
they
mhm.
they took that out of New York though.
I think it's still in Maryland.
Well, unfortunately, due to the fact that so many laws have been out here that's going against the community, they created, I think it's like 70 new anti trans laws that's been put out there. Now the sad part about it is I don't like it, but I get it. And the only reason why I get it is because of just what we talked about. People walk around with a beard and say they trans got a blonde wig on. Now the sad
Mhm.
part about it is the real girls who are two-spirit is going to pay for what these imposters are doing. Because these are not trans women, these are imposters. But for some reason, they're using that umbrella to say that that's what they are, aka changing gender, and then say, "Oh, trans," and it was
You
never.
you know what a date was asking me, Raven. They were
What?
saying, what is Santana, Saucy Santana? Because recently he's been wearing the units and stuff, right? But you know he still has a beard. I said he was just a gay guy, but I'm like, I guess it can get confusing, but I don't know.
It's confusing and it's sad because they stand on they're standing on the shoulders of the real girls who basically gonna lose their privileges versus the ones who's having fun with it. You know, on Friday I'm
Mhm.
gonna be a girl, on Saturday I'm gonna be a girl, on Sunday I'm not gonna be a girl because I gotta get dressed to go to work on Monday as a man. But then on
Mhm.
Friday and Saturday I'm be going to the women's bathroom, I'm gonna go places in the women's spot. And then all of a sudden when we walk into the situation when it's really out of our life, we're getting a question about our behavior, which has nothing to do with them because basically they don't live their life, but we have to suffer the repercussions of their behavior. And here it
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah, you're
speaking of,
right.
God,
No, you're right. We do end up getting a blunt force of it, and I feel like the ones who play in it, they get the light work of it. They don't get the same inboxes, emails, hate on the street because they can jump in and out. They can play in it, but we live in it.
question.
Mhm.
Do you feel as though sometimes, I guess another commercial must be coming. Do you feel as though that sometimes it's set a place to set a certain, do you feel as though certain people are getting paid to act as if a certain type of way just for a video to send out to Congress to show that something's wrong with them? It's kind of like dressing up just to basically make it seem like we're crazy. In other words, getting a pasta like a mole.
I think so. I think it's probably happening more now than in the past, but I think so because it's an easy way to make a group of people look crazy, you know? And then if people, because I feel like they've already been doing that in porn. You'll have a guy who's clearly a guy, but he'll have like on a dress or something like that. Like I feel like they've already been trying to make it a comedy thing, you know? Like it's not real. You see what I'm saying? So I think
Which
that's
I agree with you. Also, the thing that gets me is, like I said, also the thing that bothers me is when it comes to these brands, like these brand ambassadors, for me, I feel as though a lot of the girls that are two-spirit that got these blog channels like you and I'm gonna say you and Letty Baby, you and Leah Bad, maybe a couple of the girls basically,
mhm,
why is it
mhm.
that they're not reaching out to them to saying, well, Letty, I feel as though your hair is so nice. I would like you to do a commercial
They're not
about
gonna
a
do they're not gonna do that, Raven.
why.
I think, oh, we got it. How did you do it? We got it. So that both of us is on the screen. Ah!
Oh my god, finally. Something happened.
Okay. So basically, girl, what was the question? I'm so happy that we got the screen right.
But We had to click on the press, but it was already set up for the just there too. Okay, you hear the commercial keep going. I guess it's a commercial break. Okay, this is the thing that gets me. Brands like Noxema,
Mhm.
natural hair products, shampoo, which could be you, natural skin, you know, why is it that Vogue has to contact you to do a line because how you do your makeup? Leo, show you how the girls do their makeup. You got the young girls out here. Why is it that you go to the drag queens and talk and put them on these platforms? You got all these drag queens, you got men that just want to wear makeup. Why is it they're not going to the Two Spirit girls and hitting them up and saying, we like you to represent our brand as well? Why is it got to be a gay man that likes to wear makeup? Why do they skip over the girls and act like they don't exist when they got tons of them out here of color? Because they skip the of color ones. And they act as if,
Raven, I'm gonna chime in for 1 second because we did get one of our sisters. Now it is a small brand, but it's a makeup brand called Black Opal.
okay,
Um, it's a girl. She was on Pose, and I think she's on Legendary on Stars. But she's
okay,
not that big. But I saw on Tea Time with the Girls. They posted that Black Opal did a little brand with her, but I don't think it's as many because people feel like they don't know what they're gonna get, because I feel like they're still trying to find that one trans. Like I feel like Laverne Cox was it for a moment, but I still feel like they're looking for that one who can represent everything, but that's not it. You're gonna have to let more people in. Like you said, don't close that door because it's so many different varieties and things like that. But I think it goes back to followers,
that's true.
your look, and probably your connections. I don't know. I don't know. It would take a lot, I think, for someone to
Well,
I don't know even.
for me, well, this is for me what I feel. I feel as if you're a brand, you already got the product, in place, so you already have the brand that's already to be set up. All you need is the talent, which would be you. You have the talent, you set them in place the same way you do these actresses that we've never seen before on TV. You can sit up there and have this brand that's already out there. We see a lot of people that are actresses and actors out here, we never seen it before. They're presented in front of us. Why is it so hard? From my opinion, you can't go to these bloggers of color like you and Leah Bad and maybe some of the young ones. Why they can't put you on a platform and celebrate y'all that's doing the groundwork. We're not talking about the ones who got the actors and stuff like that, but we got the ones that do the ground. Because the groundwork never gets enough celebration as the ones who get to the platform. And then when they get to
Honestly,
the
I think
platform,
a lot of these people. I think a lot of these people will even pay for their spot.
you think, okay,
I do believe so in my heart because I believe if money really wasn't involved, some of the, and not to be shady, but some of the girls who do have a spot right now, I don't think they would truly have it. I do think money is involved. Like if I could pay an agent, buy a spot, put myself out there, I feel like I would be on. But because I don't, and it would literally take somebody to reach down to help me, that takes a lot of energy that people not gonna put out. A lot of people not gonna
I'm glad you said that because there are a lot of two-spirit women that's on platforms that no bloggers out there that don't bring them through the door. They're
put
so
out.
busy trying to make sure they get to the next level, but they know the girls that's behind them trying to get there. Instead of them pulling them to themselves, they'll say, "You're just trying to." What's this word they call catfishing, or what's this word they say when somebody trying to use you? They say you're trying to get still somebody's connections to go to the top. What they call it?
Clout chase.
Yeah, cloud chasing. But you
Mm-hmm.
want to be celebrated, and you have to cloud. Somebody has to pull you out the water. But then here it is, you don't want to pull somebody else out the
We
water.
don't wanna help, girl. Don't nobody want to do that. People don't want to help, Raven. I mean, to help requires energy. And Raven, you have way more connections than me.
Actually, I
So, but you do, so many of the girls. And the thing is,
in the
you knew them. You don't just know of them. You know?
Anyway,
It's the truth. Like, I mean, honestly, that's one thing I always did want to ask was like, has anyone ever reached back, like reached out to you or anything?
the only person that I know that I could contact that will contact me back is Laverne Cox. The rest of them, forget it. They don't know me. And even though we have history, I don't say anything because I know. But the one thing I can honestly say that I reached out to, Laverne always come back. She's never been the type of person like, oh well, girl, I'm there now. I hit her up. She is. I hit her. It's like no big deal. But the rest of them, I hit them up. Honey, they still ain't answering me back. I said it's cool. My thing is this. They always say within the Bible, the last become the first, and the first become the last. And the
Yeah.
old saying goes, be careful who you meet on the way up of the ladder, because it'll be the same ones you know all the way coming down.
Mm-hmm.
When that position in life changes, make sure you keep that same energy you had when that person is now where you at and you now where they're at. And don't be saying, oh, I used to know, I used to know, no, no, because there's always a shift in the wind. And when your turn comes, or should I say, when you start missing and you start watching things slide down, keep that same energy. I always said before, you never know when your next blessing is coming from. You never
You
know
don't.
who your blessing is coming.
You don't.
And that's why I always say you have to be very careful on how you move. Um, somebody says positivity, blessings, and abundance. Yeah, but unfortunately, that's what we're living in. I just wish that a lot of times with the younger girls, I wish they would reach back to y'all and let y'all know, listen, just like you want to do Lady Baby. What's his name? Um, what's that guy's name on Pose? Lord,
Oh, Lil Poppy?
no, not Billy Porter.
Oh, yes, the
Porter,
Billy Porter creating
contact
that movie. Yeah.
She's been out here. She's an actress. She's been trying to do her thing. Billy Porter. See the girls who know Billy Porter. Y'all need to get in Lady Baby and Box. She's an actress. She's a Porter. Get her out there on the scenes. Reach back. You knew what it was like when you got out there. Why can't you reach back and grab her? It is. It could be a small role. It could be a large role. It could be something. You never know who God is set in place for the be a bigger blessing. By bringing her to your platform, you never know what type of energy or what type of blessing she can be bringing.
Oh, Raymond, you are so sweet.
Yeah, but they don't know. People are
Right.
in a certain type of way that God got in order to a bigger blessing. You never know the bigger blessing that's sitting there before you. And what they need to do is reach back to you. I think Aaliyah is doing Aaliyah. Leah is doing the same thing. She's not
Mm-hmm.
going to audition, but I do know you're definitely going to audition. And I know you have Billy Porter looking for actors at the time, and I feel as though girls who know Billy need to contact you without shade, without jealousy, without envy, and sit there and say, you know what? Let me help my sister out. Everybody who's gotten to the platform they got to, somebody had to say yes to you for you to get there. Why is it that when y'all get there, y'all forget?
Yes. And Raven, can we speak on that a little bit? I know we already spoke about the shy actress,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I've been to auditions and these interviews and things like that, and I'm always told the same thing, which I always tell you. They're like, we're looking for a certain aesthetic. I think that word must be code for something else because I'm like, I'm not getting picked, but other people are. So what are you looking for?
But see, this is my thing. I understand what you're saying. You're saying the fact of the matter is that you don't look like a two-spirit woman. To
But I
me,
feel like I do.
of course, because you don't see the greatness that you are, and that's fine. But the thing about it is that, once again, like I said before, if you know a girl what she's doing, why can't you just pull her through the door? You don't know the blessing that is sitting there waiting for you. You're introduced to somebody so the world is totally different. And you're also introducing this girl to a world that she may not even know about. People
Right.
may not know girls like this exist. You can open their eyes,
Right. And a lot of people don't.
right? So you can open their eyes to a bigger platform, and you can open their eyes to understanding, and you never know. Your reach is going to be even more further than the other girl's reach. But the sad part about it is, like I said before, unfortunately, we have a lot of people that close the door behind them instead of saying, before you close the door, let's pull another one because here come another one. And before you close the door, say, wait a minute, before you close the door, I got one more. She goes, wait, before you close the door. They'll be like, oh my God, he took a lot of them. We didn't know about this. So now we're
Mhm.
being into something with, now they're sitting there like this. I didn't know. But the
Mhm.
only way they're going to know is that that girl who got to the platform opens the door and say, well, here's some more. And it's sad because we don't do that. And the sad part about it is it always, not all, but a lot of times it has to be somebody who is a cisgender woman or a cisgender man, a straight man or straight woman. That'll pull us through.
Mhm.
But a lot of times it's not that way, though. The ones that should be pulling us through is the ones that understand the struggle, and who understand the struggle more so is the ones like you.
Right. You're right, Raven, but that's not always the case. I think it's like you said, clout and who people know that kind of get them through. And something you told me yesterday about making noise. You know, you got to make noise.
Step
And,
outside.
you know, that's always been my little thing. And you even peeped it out. You know, I can be very reserved. So that's been my thing, like, you know, just trying to create more noise. But like you're saying, you make a lot of noise if you also have a lot of support, you know? So that also helps.
Yeah, but the thing about it is sometimes you gotta beat your own drum. Think about I don't want to put it on me,
You
but
right. No, you're right.
I'm always by myself. I create a whole bunch of stuff by
And you do
myself.
it all.
And I told you when you was talking to me about the hair, I was like, you need to do it yourself. You need to do everything yourself because you won't be disappointed when you helping you. If you're the kind of person that feels so you can't help you, then you act to become people. Act like you're helping you and you're somebody else helping you. A lot of times we help other people quicker than we can help ourselves. So we
Right.
actually, as if that person is like somebody else, you'll help yourself faster.
Sorry, Raven. I was reading the comments. 100% said they only cast
They only what?
I don't know. 100% was like that's the only type that they cast. I don't know. I think it's been, I don't know.
But see, the reason why you said bricks and crowns because I think about it is it creates controversy.
It
People don't
does.
want
It
people don't
does.
people don't want to celebrate the girls out here. They don't want to open up the door to a bigger picture because they're afraid of what's behind the door. But the ones who should be doing that, you want to what's afraid of is the girls that's already on to the other side. Like the girl, the one thing about me, I have celebrated a lot of girls on my channel.
Yes.
Now I have they returned reciprocate? Absolutely not. You could click up people's names, you put it in the box and say by Raven, and their names come up. Has they turned around to do the same thing? Absolutely not. And I'm not saying all of them, but I know one did. Of course, I said Laverne Cox.
Well, I know they're gonna see you on my page. I think the video me and you really start speaking on is when I did a response to your live and it was talking about what you guys really want in a bedroom. And I was like, Raven is never gonna see this. And then you saw it and you was like, you know, hey sis. So like you've always been supportive, you know? So I was like, Raven is never gonna see this video. And then you saw it.
I saw it. You sat me in on it. The thing about it is, I always believe in celebrating your younger sisters. They're your younger sisters, but they're your ancestors. You may
Mhm.
not like the things they say, but you need to listen to what they say. Don't get too old that you can't hear their voices because they come
Right.
with a message and a testimony. And it's not about you, it's about listening to them. And
Mhm.
every girl is different. But girl, some of us is so anyway, how do you feel about when a man finds a girl and he wants to marry her and they got a bunch of females coming after him to pull him away from you. How do you feel about the man is being so weak and can't stand in his truth?
So kind of like letting people get in his ears, kind of like that. Yes, I believe it happens to all of us. And the thing is, it usually comes close to home. I'm sure so many of you all know about this, but it's usually a friend, a sibling, a relative, and it's usually the person who you flaunted this person off with, like, oh yeah, I finally got me a piece, girl. I got one, girl. It's usually them that end up saying stuff, and you don't find out till later, Raven, who it actually was, and you like, it was you. Like, I don't understand, but that's usually what happens. Is usually someone close to home. What is the motive of someone who doesn't care about you telling your information? It's someone who you have around you who's not really a supporter. And it happens almost every time. That's why you tell us to not put our relationships online.
So, because the thing about it is, like I said before, I don't care what they want to call these men gay or bi. These men are straight. We may get them. We may want to call them out their name. We get it because we've been hurt. When you're hurt, you say things. But reality is that you're asking him to step into a world that he's really has nothing, really don't know nothing about. He's
Right.
looking at a man that's built harder than him, and he acting like a girl. Now he's like watching him and now he's comparing, like, what's going on? That is guy who's acting like a girl, he's hugging all over you, calling you sis. He's like, why is this man hugging all over you? And then you'll say, well, in his mind, he's saying, but he got a beard. He's built. Is he really gay, or is you trying to play me with this guy right here? What happened?
No, I'm basically just agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of times when a guy see another guy all over you hugging you, and even though the guy is gay, he likes men, but due to the fact he's hugging over you to a straight man, all he sees is a man, and he's thinking you're trying to play him to be with this dude, and you're trying to do it in front of his face. And that's what I try to express to people when they say, well, these men are gay. If they're with you, to say, well, but that's not true.
It's not true.
It's not.
True. And sometimes, if I can say anything, I would say that us as two-spirit women, we should be not as hard on ourselves, because most of the time, when guys see us, they look at the feminine attributes. Now, you do get chasers who's looking for a print, but for the most part, I'm telling y'all, the guys see that, because I felt the same way, always nervous. Don't look at me. I always got to have my makeup on. Girl, they don't care. They look at the energy, the vibe of it all. But I think we get caught up in society's narrative that we always feel like we got to be perfect, or, I got to get my body, I got to get surge, I got to get, but the truth of the matter is they're going to love you for you, regardless.
And I'm glad you said that, because then they could be a guy who's gay who acts just like a girl, and they could get the same men we get, and don't do no.
They do. That's the truth, Raven. They do. They handle. So I mean, because I'm just like, I've actually had two boyfriends leave me for women, but one actually left me for a guy. So
But see, you never know. It's like but one thing I always never understood was, if a guy is really gay, feminine acting guy, he could pull the same guy we could pull. And the thing that is more so is we do all this beating down on each other and beat ourselves up. And why is it this person ain't doing nothing? He wearing neck clothes just like a girl, and he could take the man away from us. Not all cases.
Raven, it really doesn't matter when it comes to men. That's what I've learned. If I can say anything when it's live, I'm going to say it really doesn't matter if Beyonce, Halle Berry, some people say the most beautiful women in the world, can get cheated on. These men don't care. Like, you really don't have to have the biggest boobs, the biggest butt. Now, if you're trying to get a guy who like boobs and butt, sure. But I'm telling y'all, if that's one thing I can say, they really don't care.
That's true.
Every hole is a goal.
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
Okay.
That's how I feel like guys feel. Like they're gonna fuck the fat chick. They're gonna fuck the guy. They're gonna fuck the trans girl. Like, I feel like every hole is a goal, and then they go back and talk to their homies about it. I really do think that's how it goes.
You know, it's funny you say that because how is it that a girl could take care, like one of us could take care of a man, and we're not allowed to speak on the street? Now, if we speak to him on the street, we could be murdered because we spoke to him in front of his boys. And I believe that happened to another girl in New York City, and she got killed because she spoke us allegedly.
Say it one more time, Raven, because my video kind of choppy.
Allegedly, a girl on New York City spoke to a guy she knew on the street, and his boys clocked who she was and started clowning him. Then he punched her and killed her.
Damn. This was a two-spirit woman?
It's like when if I see a guy I know and I speak to him on the street, and he'll hit me to save face, even though.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You saying that that's what you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past the guy.
It's the same thing when I was working at the job and stuff, and then the guy was like, he didn't know about me, and then all of a sudden became a controversy.
He was already claiming you.
Yeah, he claimed me. I didn't even know the man, but he had lied on me, which I learned about midlife. So he had created this whole group about me, which I didn't even know was going on. That him and I was going together. I didn't know his name, and then here it is. The way he reacted to the whole thing was as if I knew him, and I lied to him. And the weird part about it was we never even talked about relationship. We never talked about being together. We never talked about nothing. The most we said was work, and that was it. But when the story got to me, we was in a full-blown relationship. He took me home. He created this whole story, which was not true, that I found out later on. So when people found out him and I were dating, I found out too. And I was like, I don't even know, dude. So he started crying. He runs off and leaves. Now, to me, I was shocked because it was a built dude. But when I found out, I was like, I felt like I was being set up. Like, how could I be in the middle of something when I didn't even know this dude?
Right.
And the way it would have played out if I didn't do so many stories about the girls being murdered, is I tricked him. He didn't know what I was, and he killed me. I got a chance to tell my story that I didn't even know the dude. So I didn't even know him. I got a storyline of me being in a relationship with him I didn't even met. I mean, I met him, but I didn't meet him like that. I was trying to.
I kind of have a similar story, but it's not as intense. It was a guy who liked me on the job and was going around telling people, but of course, somebody told him. But it wasn't as bad as yours. So
I was shocked though. I was shocked because I used to say, I can't understand how these girls keep getting killed. Like I need to know how this keep happening. And they always say
is the screen frozen on your end or no?
No. You froze?
Yeah, it's been frozen.
Is it still frozen? How about now?
It's mine. No, no. As long as you can hear me, it's just mine.
I mean, you move over here, watch you work back and forwards. Yeah. Okay. You know what you got to do? Take your camera and turn it around and then turn it back because that's all to do.
All right.
You're going to turn around and then it come back.
Okay.
That's what I do because my free freezes sometimes. It like yeah, and then turn it back on. Right. That's what happens a lot of times too. So he's getting kicked with my boots. So anyway, where she's at? She'll be back in a second. How's everybody doing over here in the chat room? Honey, men have never respected women. Nothing new there.
No, is it back on your end? Okay.
Yeah, you look good here. You good?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we wasn't gonna be in that long. I just wanted to be in for a few seconds, and then we was gonna get off.
Yeah, girl, because you know I'm about to get hungry.
I've been hungry. So anyway, this is something. Thank you, Lady B, for coming on. Anything you want to say as far as?
Yes. I really enjoyed myself. I'm happy that we managed to get the dual screen working. Really, you managed. You got it to work because I could not figure out how to get it like this. But also, I want us to do a panel. Would anyone wanna like be in those other windows up here? I think it could be fun.
Yeah, let me just click the link perhaps and put it on YouTube so they get to this. They can join us. They can join us this way. We can have a conversation. So, oops, what does it say? Okay, there's a haps, y'all. Join the haps and stuff. So this way, when I go live, y'all can basically talk and join in the panel. So it says we've been on here for an hour. So make sure y'all join it. And make sure you subscribe to the Babe channel. Babe.
Oh, it's changed, Raven.
What happened?
I changed my YouTube name.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
it's now January Flowers.
Oh, so you're going, okay.
Yeah. But if they type in Letty Babe, it'll probably still come up.
You could put it in the box, Letty.
Oh, we can text? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I kept walking up to it. I'm like, can I text?
Yeah, you could put something in there. You could put your
it don't say it. It's a lock next to mine.
You got to click on that lock and open it.
Oh, girl. Okay. Wow. See, that's how we be, y'all.
Okay. Just put your channel in there so you can join your page.
Oh my God, I didn't know we could talk.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey y'all. Raven, you can tell I'm never on here. Hey y'all.
I think somebody else is watching on Haps. So I think they're kind of like navigating and helping us. So thank you,
This
Haps.
is really sweet. Yeah, because you have 130 viewers right now.
Yeah, because I've got 100 and I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to thanks for Haps.
Why does this say it's private?
You gotta click on it. You gotta click on the
I did, and it won't let me do nothing. Girl, I need a technician on the line. And I've actually messed up the screen up here too. Let me click your screen. I don't know. This is a mess. I think this is my fault though.
It's still good. I think they could once they see your name come up.
Oh, let me see.
I think they see your name come up. They could click on your name. Can y'all see Letty Babe's name?
Did you see it, Raven?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you can see it. Oh,
yeah,
so why does it say private?
I do see private up there though.
Oh.
Did you click on the lock so it could open up?
Yeah. So this new text should be there. I don't really understand. What's really going on? I mean, it's like I don't want to do it no more. Let me stop. I can't see. It's like the way, because mine on my screen, it looks just like the phone. So I'm trying to scroll all the way down.
Can y'all see it on YouTube? Can y'all see Lady Baby? Well, you know the thing is they can see your
I don't
name.
think they can see me on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube on this thing. That's YouTube over here. The ones you was
Oh,
talking
this
about
is
the
YouTube? I thought this was
yeah,
Hat.
no, it's Haps too. I'm on a
Oh,
bunch of ads. I got you on
baby
everything.
girl. Oh, you get your views. I know that's right. I can't manage to get this.
Yeah, I got you on everything. So when we
Oh,
talking, you actually on live on YouTube right now.
oh. Hey, y'all.
So they can see you. Can y'all see
Oh,
Lady Dozer and Hope? Can y'all see her?
it's kind of like,
They
I
see
don't know. Some of these
Dozer
didn't
said
what
she
you doing it for. Thought that
they
I was
see
doing something good for the game till you all started throwing dirt on my name.
okay.
I'm joking, Raven. That's because I'm trying to figure out how to get back to this text, and I can't. I ain't gonna worry about it
They said
because
they
it's
can
not.
see you, but
They
they can
said they.
all they need to do is see your name. They can click on your name and go to your page. So they
Okay, yeah,
good.
that's what I was trying to do. I don't really
Yeah,
understand.
they'll click on it and go to your page.
Okay, I want
So
to get out of the screen.
thank you,
Huh?
Miss Lady.
Thank you, Raven.
Thank you for
Thank you
this.
so much for inviting me and allowing me.
Ain't no inviting. You about to come in all the time. Um,
Yes.
I
So
wanted.
who else do you think we can get to come on?
Well, we'll see what happens when I go live on YouTube. We'll see. I just put the thing out there. So if anybody wants to come on, you know, they know my channel right here, and basically just, you know, just join it. Okay. All right. She just left. I don't know, but anyway, nobody's
Yes,
hate.
I got you. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
So, like I said, thank you everybody, and thank you Haps, and thank you everybody for joining in. Share the video, and I want to try to get this going with we got a panel, more people talking this way they don't have to be tight. We can all talk, and it'd be cool. Okay.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raven.
All right. Talk to you later. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a good day.